or don't like it, learn to love it because it is the best thing going.
And welcome back to the Boundary Corner Podcast, a part of the College Huddle Network, along with my partner, Brian Siegler, soon to be joining us, Jonathan Talley. I am Curtis Wilson. As always, we are brought to you by Dr. Jeremy Counts at the Counts Family Pharmacy, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy, 301 South Main Street in Blacksburg. We are also brought to you by Moments on the Maury. You need a weekend getaway for spring, summer, or fall, or next year? Take a look at Moments on the Maury. Might be exactly what you need, owned by a proud Hokie who had a okay time in the Bahamas. But we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. Located just outside Lexington, Virginia, it gives you everything you need from a little mountain getaway, fishing, kayaking, or just chilling by the river right outside the back door. Check out the links in the comment section or on the Instagram, Moments on the Maury. Brian, I'm going to give you the floor for a couple seconds here, bud.
Yeah, as most of you know, guys, we did not do an episode last week, and there was a good reason for that. On last Monday, some of you know my dad passed away, and obviously it was a tough week last week with family in town, and just kind of going through the grieving process. So I know a lot of you, some of you in the comments even already, and a bunch of folks were reaching out to me into this week and into the start of this week as well. So just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for the support and appreciate your patience with us last week.
Yeah, appreciate it, y'all. Sometimes we don't do these podcasts and there's reasons behind them. And, we made the decision last week to not do it, and it is what it is. It was UVA week. Don't worry. Brian texted me numerous hateful things back later in the week to know he was in good spirits when it came to hating UVA. That happened. And as it said, their family does come first here. So let's talk about, before we talk about football, I'm literally wondering when we were going to start the program, because the basketball game that just ended 20 minutes ago or so.
Man.
They broke the losing streak.
We had talked about it with everything going on last week and watching some of the games. Like, Lawal is kind of the glue for this team. With the rebounding, with being able to stretch the floor out a little bit, just overall athleticism. I mean, he's the guy that kind of gets the wheels moving. So you're without him for probably, it sounds like, for at least a little bit. More than likely looking like the rest of this month. With that being said, I think if it had to happen, this is the time for it to happen. That's the guy that has been a part of the squad, going back to last year. He understands the system. Him missing time is not going to probably hurt chemistry or anything at all. But what it does do is help some of these other guys create larger roles within the team, kind of understand where they fit in a little bit better. I think, you're going to see an improved team from this experience going into ACC play. The downside is that, you're noticing that when this team gets pushed, they don't really have that guy that can just kind of get them through the tough stretches of a game. And you'll see these lulls happen, and you'll see these moments where they just don't look like the team we expect them to be. And then all of a sudden, it clicks back in a little bit, and thankfully you scrape by in this one. This is probably a 10 to 15 point win if Lawal's in that game, but a win is a win. You take it and you move on to the next, and hopefully you can still work through the rest of this non-conference with very few blemishes and get into ACC play and get him back.
Yeah, and I think too, Brian, to that point, what we saw today was a more cohesive unit than the last two games down in the Bahamas, where he didn't play. That is one of the downsides of having those tournaments, right? It's back to back to back. There is no time for game planning. You just need to go play. And we clearly missed the rebounding against both St. Mary's and VCE. And with what I've noticed, and it was in this game as well as those two, I got a chance to watch more Tech basketball than I probably did all last year and the last week and a half. What you're missing tonight is some of those rebounds. How many times early in the season, and I know it wasn't some of the best competition. Providence was pretty good. Um, beating Colorado State was good. Quad 2 win, probably 2 quad 1 losses. But how many times did we see it? We'd again get the ball, push it down the floor, easy layup, alley-oop to the ball, quick points. And how easy is that to say when you have a 8-point lead, you get a rebound, make a quick turn. If it's 10, well, they've got to press now. You see the ball every time. There is no push anymore.
Yep.
That's not having Toby Lawal. Not having getting murdered on the boards. St. Mary's, I had no issues with. Getting killed by VCU on the boards hurt. Because VCU typically, for as long as I can remember, have never been a great rebounding team. When they murder you on the boards, it sucks.
Yep.
So, like, that one probably hurt more, even though the 57% from three-point range by VCU clearly was the difference in that game. But now we go through South Carolina. There's a win there. Mason's going to be tough this Saturday.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
They're going to be playing right at VCU level, I would imagine, from a overall talent perspective. If you play a better game overall and they're not shooting the three as well as VCU did in that game, you're probably right there. But I think, we got a comment here. We'll go ahead and throw it up here. I think that's big. More looks. I think we're starting to see him be a little more aggressive offensively. As he was less aggressive, first game or two, and then kind of exploded, and then we've kind of seen a little dip, and now we're starting to come back around. I think we'll see him kind of work into the style of play, both in just NCAA basketball in general, and as we get into the ACC play, just a little bit more of an aggressive style of play. I think he's still adjusting to that a little bit, and I think he'll figure it out.
Well, it's Euro versus American ball, so it is significantly more physical, and it is guys who have more burst. I wouldn't even say speed, burst. It's most of the NCAA players have significantly quicker first steps than most Euro players. Back to Mason. Mason's undefeated, but if you look at who they've beaten, Wofford, Winthrop, Catawba. Yep, I said Catawba. New Hampshire, Jacksonville, Ohio, Florida Atlantic, JMU, Cornell. This is effectively going to be their first challenge game, where there's going to be a team on the other side of the floor with as much, if not more, talent than them. So it's going to be interesting how they handle that. But if the Hokies can get through that game with the W, Brian, I mean, me and you were talking about it beforehand. After that game, it's effectively Western Carolina, Maryland Eastern Shore, and Elon. That should be 3 wins.
It should be.
That should be 3 wins. And the question is, can Toby Lawal get back by December 31st for the UVA game? That's the key. That would be ideal. But right now we don't know the injury. I know they're saying it's a foot. Chris Coleman said he thinks it's the metatarsal. If there's any podiatrist out there or people that go to a podiatrist and want to act as experts on this, please comment in the comment section and we will throw this up. So yeah, but overall with basketball, 7-2, and again, where in the past the losses you just kind of hang your head like, oh, these are terrible. VCU's probably going to win the A-10. St. Mary's probably making a tournament. So you're looking at quad 1 losses, and as we know, sometimes as long as you can get the L's are in quad 1, not quads 2, 3, and 4, that's a way to get into the tournament.
Yeah. And I mean, then you still, you're going to have a really good opportunity in ACC play to get some quality wins. I mean, the ACC is going to be a much improved conference this year compared to last year. So you won't quite have the lack of opportunity to get those quality wins like you had the last couple of years in the ACC.
Well, yeah, I mean, Syracuse upset Tennessee tonight. Duke beat Florida. Well, Duke's going to be good regardless, so we shouldn't even talk about that. But overall, just in the beginning of the season, the ACC significantly improved. They're trying to say 5 teams. I think it's more like an 8-bid league this year. And if it plays better, maybe 9. All right. I don't know. I got to do something before we start telling the truth about Saturday.
Man,
that was tough to watch.
I'll tell y'all. I watched it live, and I have not put a single fucking clip back on my screen since then. I could not watch that game one more time. I couldn't even watch the condensed, man. It was one of those games where I'm like, we're bad in every single phase. There's like, a handful of plays you can point at and say, all right, well, that's all right. And then the rest of it's like, all right, well, we look like we're outmatched. We look like we don't belong on the same field. We didn't even play as well as we had played most of the season. I know you had 2 big players out on offense, and that definitely hurt. But at the same time, you got to play with what's out there, and I feel like we still didn't put our best foot forward in that.
Oh, game. No best foot forward at all. I mean, as far as the Overton was solid. We got to talk about it. You got to let it out, because if not, emotional issues. Brian, do you know there is a little pop up there on the right side?
Oh yeah, that's the comments are scrolling on the side there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were aware of that. But the upside, okay, as long as you knew. The upside was seeing Overton run.
Overton had a good game.
Snoop Peterson catching a touchdown. Keep it. Yeah. I texted at least 4 people scoring streak against tonight because we couldn't do jack shit, and then he ran just a little slant and just ran away from him, which again shows you his athletic ability. But can I tell you what the bad to me was?
What's that?
The bad to me was when we were down 14-0 at half, and then they score again early third quarter. I don't give Montgomery all the credit or whatever you want to say, but him not putting in Pop Watson just to get a shot, I don't like that. Hey, look who finally decided to jump it.
Right into it, baby.
Right into it. Sliding in. We are trying to talk about the UVA game, Tally. I mean, I'm saying, let me get my piece so you can hear where I am.
He said throw it in the fucking trash.
Well, we all threw it in the trash. I mean, I'm still drinking. But for real, him not putting in Watson, at least at some point in that game, was a travesty. Kyron just could not throw the ball Saturday. Just could not. And him not putting in Pop, it just seems bad. It seems almost like, nah, I'm riding with this guy and that's it. And you can't do that. So, go ahead.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, UVA was the better team. They deserved to win. Blah blah blah. We can go into all that. The coaches that was on the field, Coach Monty, who was the head coach, interim head coach, he didn't want to win. He didn't care about winning. He was ready for it to be over. It showed. I mean, we didn't do no halfback pass.
Oh, Alabama internet.
Oh, no.
Passes we didn't do. So.
We lost you for a second. Basically, Tally, I could hear a little bit of you. Basically, Tally said, we didn't try trick plays. We didn't try anything weird. we just were like, we're gonna run the ball and throw the ball. Tally, if you got
the problem is we didn't commit to the if we go run the ball, run the ball. I feel like we did that pretty somewhat well early, and then we got off of it, and then we got down to a point where we felt like we had to go back and just sling the ball around. It wasn't a game plan that really made a lot of sense, and that's from kickoff, running it out of the damn end zone to the 6-yard line, and it just went downhill from there.
It's true. Dumb. So give them their tea leaves, their flowers, whatever. Only the third time this century, and it ain't like we're 10 years into the century. We're a quarter of the way through this century, and they've only won this game 3 times.
Look, so the way I see this game for UVA, a win is a win. You got to give them credit for going there and handling business, but at the same time, this isn't significantly different than the Maryland Bowl game.
No, that's a great way to put it.
From a roster standpoint for the Hokies. Like, all right, yeah, you won the game, but you basically were playing the B team at best.
Yeah, so, that's what it was. It was B team, significant players out. The one thing that stuck out, and somebody put on here, I'll put it up. I mean, special teams. And you know what? I saw somebody say something. Was it Ricky LeBlue? It was Ricky LeBlue. I don't know if they've been called out. How many times have we called Stu Holdout on this program over the last million?
Man, Stu been on the shit list for a while.
He has gotten dressed down numerous times on this program. So to say, Ricky, I'll say Mike. Mike, tell Ricky, listen to all our episodes. The Receipts from Boundary Corner has been calling him out really since Vanderbilt of last year and through. When we had some good moments, we gave him his flowers, but it was a lot of you messing up. So, but as far as it goes, that's it. No bowl game, nothing like that. Season's over, football-wise. Again, it's us who are roughly fans of 25 and 30 years, right? Worst season we've ever seen. Worst season.
Yep.
The 2-11 or 2-9 season a few years ago, that was bad, but at least there was an excuse. This was no excuse, so it is what it is. But we're going to keep telling the truth, and we aren't going to go extra in-depth on the recruits and all the guys we picked up over the last few days. We're going to do that next week. Why? There's still more guys that will get in the boat tomorrow, maybe even a few after that. We want to talk about them next week sort of in full. Once everybody's signed, sealed, delivered, and we know they're enrolling. But I'm going to ask both of y'all.
Robbie, he's not in the comments section, but he's in our text messages. He's like,
what?
Fucking Stu. He might be at Catawba next year.
I don't even know what Catawba is, but that's what
it is. A D3. It is a D3 school.
He needs to be there.
So let's talk about this. We're going to talk about all the kids next week and who they are and where they're coming from. But I'm going to start with Tally. Did you expect this type of flip in 10 days? You did. Okay.
Yes,
Tally said yes.
I did.
Go on then.
I mean, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. My comments to y'all, even on here too, I said, and to all the people on Twitter that said, this is going to, James Franklin, I wouldn't worry about him. We need to get this. I said, Blacksburg has never seen something like what James Franklin has to offer. Now, what he has to offer, I didn't 100% know. Taking a recruiting class from 118 to 36 in
30.
2 weeks.
No. It's 30 now. We are in the top 30. We are number 30. 30.
To be from 118 to 30 in 2 weeks, ridiculous. So I knew what he could do. And then you still got some people that's saying, well, my problem wasn't his recruiting, it's what he does on the field. People we had on the field, like when our 2 deep got gone, we're just out there playing with the 5th, 6th, 7th guy on the roster, and they can't compete against teams. No disrespect to the kids that are trying to play. Some of them need development. Some of them maybe shouldn't be here. So he's going to bring guys that deserve to be on the field from at least the 1 to the 3. Your 2 to 3 deep is going to be guys that can play. He's going to build a roster. So I did expect him to be able to do that, and it's exciting to see. What about you, Curtis?
Well, for me, like I talked with Mike McDaniel today, and it's one of those, we knew it could be good, but this is like here. And if he does what throw up this right here, if he gets siege tomorrow, I don't know if you can get much higher, because it's basically flipping almost that entire class from Penn State, holding on to who you needed to hold on to in this class, getting Wilder back in. I mean, it's crazy. And again, like me and Brian were talking about it, to go, and you just mentioned it now, to go 100 spots in 10 days, and it's not like, oh, we're just getting there. It's like that old, what's our old number, Brian? We always talked about it.
Got to be 88 average or higher.
88 average or higher. We are an 88 average or higher. And if you're wondering what we are currently, let me pull it up here because I had it just a few minutes ago. 88.23. Most blue star or blue chip recruits we've had in well over a decade getting recruited.
And I mean, you still got, you talk about siege, but you also still have, Polydor in play, Jackson Ford, Terry Wiggins. Yeah, there's still some fruit on the tree for tomorrow. So I mean, if you hit on 2 of those, great. If you hit on 3 or more,
it's crazy.
Well,
even if he didn't get anybody else though, like right now, Curtis, if we got no more people to sign, which I know we will, but if we got no more people to sign, what would you think? How do you feel?
Unbelievable.
Like right now, if we just end right now.
If it ended right now, the OL is built with size. You've got some defensive linemen with size. The one that happened tonight, which came out of nowhere, Harley, up from Gonzaga. I mean, you know what? I got a text from Phil a while ago, and I won't pose this to Brian, and then I'll let you go with the tally. Phil asked me about 2 hours ago, is the Mid-Atlantic now Tex? I
think we have as good of a stake as any team in the entire country at this point. Like, I think you'd put us right there with any of the SEC teams that like to reach up into the Mid-Atlantic. Right now, we don't even know who Penn State's head coach is going to be. They just got outbid apparently by BYU. So
go support Crumble Cookie.
Go Crumble, baby.
Did you hear about that, Tally?
Yeah,
I know you've been traveling. You did hear about it? Go support Crumble Cookie. I know, but you've been running and watching hoops games today. But go support Crumble Cookie.
I've seen that. Curtis, let me throw something else at you for you to think about. All right, so James Franklin comes to Virginia Tech, right? When you ask that question about does Tech kind of rule the Mid-Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we know what South Carolina is now. Recruits know what South Carolina is now. Won't say nothing bad. We're just going to say everybody knows what it is. Penn State still doesn't have a coach. What coach can they bring in that really can recruit above what Franklin does? Everybody, I mean, Bill Belichick's still going to get some kids. I think he's got 39 kids in their class. But North Carolina, UVA, North Carolina State. I mean, what school, what recruiters are going to be able to out-recruit? And this is not even his staff yet.
UVA is having their best season since 2003
Yeah.
And they're the worst recruiting team in the conference.
Who? When Curtis asked that question, I'm really trying to wrap my mind around not just
I don't-
ACC, the point. Who can recruit
I
better
don't
than
think
what
it
he's
is.
going to bring?
I know another Tech W's put in Heartline, but Heartline is more of Ohio Valley. And the thing is with him, if he comes to Penn State right now, is he going to bring anybody from Ohio State?
He'll bring a
Gonna be
couple,
tough.
but he's not bringing, like, frankly, he's not bringing half of recruiting class with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whole recruiting class.
He might bring 3 or 4 guys, maybe 5 guys. He's not bringing half of
And
recruiting
the portal
class
ain't
with
even
him.
started
And
jumping
right
yet.
now, they don't have anybody committed.
No.
They have 0 fucking commits right now.
They don't even have a
0.
coach committed. So
No.
what are you going to
And
do?
they can't find one. They can't.
Think about how
find
dumb. Think about how dumb these people are. Now I've been on Twitter. Listen,
one. Oh, you've been
everybody in the
fighting
chat.
people. He's been fighting people
Dude,
on Twitter.
Listen,
He's been
everybody in
fighting
the
the Penn
chat.
State fans.
Thank y'all. My back has been hurt since Saturday, and I've never dealt with back pain, and it sucks. So I'm barely hanging on some muscle relaxers and wine or something right now. But this is what I just want to say thank you to the chat. Thank you to everybody who follows me on X or has come across my timeline on X to keep me entertained while I'm laying in the bed. Because if nothing else, Virginia Tech Twitter has been on Penn State's ass.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I
Just
love it, man.
crushed them.
It's
Just
been some new
crushed them.
It's been some new accounts that popped up, and I'm trying to follow everybody that just have had me rolling. It hurts me to laugh right now. My back hurts so bad that it hurts to laugh. So I just been in there trying my best to hold these laughs in from people jumping on Penn State Twitter. Stay on them. Had somebody come on that Curtis and say, somebody said, hey, y'all, we need to quit talking about Penn State and focus on ourselves.
You said
Fuck
no.
that.
Fuck
Nope.
them.
Nope.
No.
They asked for
You know,
it. We didn't ask for it.
They
asked for it.
for it. And what they did is they took, I think, and everybody's going to say, well, on-field coaching. I think as a whole sense, James Franklin is a top 15 coach. He is. Top 15 coach. You don't win that much. You don't go that deep in the playoffs. You don't recruit that good. Again, my worry was always, can he get the amount of talent to Blacksburg? Well, right now, the honeymoon phase, he's not having an issue getting the talent to Blacksburg.
Now, we'll go a little bit deeper into some of that, I know, later on in some other shows. But I did look up one stat, and I'm not the stats guy. Everybody knows who the stats guy is.
Yeah.
And I ain't even been talking to him. I looked this up for myself. You want to know what Lane Kiffin's record is as a head coach compared to James Franklin's record?
Go for it.
Lane Kiffin's record from last time I looked was 117 on wins, 53 losses. James Franklin's was 128 wins, 60 losses.
Pretty comparable.
I mean, how do you say this is the top of the line guy and this is the bottom of the barrel guy? I'm not saying that both of them are right for any school, but when you have people that come and talk about just coaching, from what a lot of people have said, oh, James Franklin, he sucks, he's horrible, he's this, he's that. I'm like, but wins are wins and losses are losses. I understand y'all saying he didn't win the big games. Sure. The big games for y'all. He didn't win the big games for y'all. When he was at Vanderbilt, did he win the big games? Because anybody Vanderbilt beats, especially when he was there, was a big game. So
he beat
wins?
He beat Tennessee and Florida and
Georgia
in the same year.
Or in the course of 3 years.
But
He beat all 3.
They're not big wins, though, Brian. Those aren't big wins at Vanderbilt.
He beat Ohio State. He beat Michigan.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that, Curtis. We just want to talk about he's not a good coach. Y'all got him, and he sucks. But then he flips a whole recruiting class. So somebody believes in him.
Well, let's
And
also
then,
talk
hold
about.
on, Curtis. Hold on, Brian. I ain't done.
Brian, he's on a roll right now.
Okay.
So, go back. Let go.
Look at my boy Will in the comments. He said, not to mention Lane's a trash human being. I ain't gonna go that far because I like Lane, but to go follow him and see some of the stuff he did. When he was at USC, he wasn't just say losing. I think his record there was like 28-15. They left him at the they left him there. When he left Tennessee, they threw tomatoes at him. So when he was at Alabama, Dick Saban wouldn't let him talk because he thought he was an idiot. Come on, man! But now he's the darling of college football. Now he's the greatest coach ever.
I'm gonna put this up real quick. Let y'all read that.
Let me see what it says. Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you. Can I say something real quick? Thanks, Chris.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Thanks, Penn State. And I'm gonna tell you something. Go back and look, and I'm gonna tie this to Tech because hey, I got that cup. It's right up there. If Frank Beamer, if there had been a playoff from like 1995 to like 2011, Frank Beamer would have made it like I think they said 10 times. That's what we want, right? You ain't got to be perfect. It ain't got to be every year, but you got to be fighting for it every year. And I think what they've done, and Brian, I think I told you this. You took a top 15 coach, you kept him in the same area, and you put a damn chip on his shoulder. And then what you did is you took a program who hasn't been invested in football for the last 10 years, and everybody realized, hey, we need to write big checks. And they wrote some really big-ass checks to say, go do it.
Yeah.
It is a perfect storm. And then the primary challenger to recruits in the Mid-Atlantic can't get their shit straight. They still can't get their shit straight. Because I think what happened is everybody knows Pat Kraft's a piece of shit, and they're finally figuring out, you know why he fired James? Because James got on his ass about don't fuck with my roster, don't fuck with my NIL deals for my kid, don't tell me what I'm doing as a head coach. And that's why he got gone. Because the guy above him said, oh, I'm going to just get rid of you. And now they're paying the price.
There we go.
I'm glad he did it. Thank the Lord.
Me too. Hold on. Hold that Robbie story. I mean, we're firing off in here. All right. I want to do this before. I still want to talk a little bit more about the money, but I want to get on this because I gotta hold y'all's attention here. All right. 3-9 football team. But there's talent here. I told y'all to start thinking about it, Tally, while you were driving, Brian, while you were chilling around the house. Who has to be on this team next year? Y'all just start going through names. And in chat, y'all feel it too. From the 2020-25, everybody's got eligibility. Who has to be on this team next year?
I think,
Jeffrey Overton Jr.
Yeah, exactly. I think really both running backs, Hawkins and Overton. I'd love to have both of them back. When we look at wide receiver, Brody, get him back.
The young guys you have to. They're young.
You got Keelan, you got Chance Wiggins. He's going to be a project. Snoop Peterkin. You really want AG back. If you can get AG back to let him have a quarterback that can get him the ball, I mean, it's going to be good.
Having somebody that has that experience and that amount of leadership in that unit, I mean, I feel like he's had to grow from a leadership standpoint this year just because of the circumstances that we were dealt. Whether it's the old man basically quitting on the team in the middle of the year, he ends up being the kind of leader in the clubhouse there for that group as the season kind of wrapped up here. Flipping to the other side of the ball, I got Copeland and Woodson kind of circled.
Copeland, Woodson, definitely. Caleb Spencer. Spencer. And probably Isaiah Spencer because they finally figured out he could return punts and he made some moves. I'll throw you a name right now, and I'm looking at it. Benji Gosnell, because Benji Gosnell has a year of eligibility left.
We didn't use him this year.
They didn't.
Nope. He had, I think, 32 catches last year, and this year he had 10.
Well, we talked about at the start of the season that tight ends are not featured in the passing game in Monty's offenses. They have not been historically, and they definitely weren't this year.
All right, I got one. Steven threw it in his big list. Noah Chambers.
Noah Chambers, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Noah
of
Chambers.
course.
Noah
Somebody
Chambers.
put in the chat. Somebody put Al Tuner in the chat as well. For him to be a freshman center,
Yeah, true.
he showed a lot of good this year. But
He
it was
did.
so hard, man, because we seen people sometime we didn't see them. Some people left, some people hurt. Q Reddish. What about Q Reddish?
Well, he got hurt and
Right, that's
didn't
what I'm
play.
saying. But if you come,
Yeah.
we know what he has to offer. Do you want him back? Because I think you got to have somebody like that.
Yeah.
Reddish is an NFL guy.
And we haven't seen him all year because of injuries, but Joshua Clark, please.
Yep.
Yes,
Joshua
Josh
Clark.
Well, then you had guys who were big time recruits last cycle, like Clatterbaugh. I mean, played sometimes this year. Like, again, I don't think this team is too devoid of talent. I think some of the talent are babies. And I think with Noah Chambers, you saw that a lot. He would be just he knew where the gap was, but it was just a slight hesitation to get there. And that's not anything wrong with him, right? That's just saying, as both of y'all know, he's young playing D1 football as an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's a hesitation because he's not ready. He shouldn't be playing right now.
And that's kind of the case, I think, with this roster across the board. I think there are a lot of these guys that saw some time this year that are going to be very solid two deep players if they end up being Hokies next year. I think it's more we need to improve that front line a lot more. We obviously had depth issues at cornerback and safety. We know that. We talked about that ad nauseum at this point. We had inconsistent play at linebacker because we were either young or it was guys that were too old and just not getting the job done because they never got the job done. Keller, sorry. On the other side of the ball, you had a offensive line that showed some steps in the running game, but never really put it together from a pass pro perspective, and that only got worse when you started having some trickle down of some of your guards getting injured. You're sliding Remock kind of across the line, slide him down into guard, having to put Aiden Lynch out there. Aiden Lynch was not ready to play that many snaps in this offense.
He wasn't, not at all.
And you combine that with a system that probably isn't best designed for Kyron's talents, and now he doesn't have time either. And it was a very bad combination for the passing game.
Yeah, real bad. Another one I think about, and some people are going to maybe jump in the chat and say, no, he was absolute shit this year. Isaiah Brown Murray played good out of position. He is not an outside corner. He is like 5'8.5" on a good day. But he played his ass off, and his PFF grades, he was like a 75, which that's borderline on that 80, which is you start getting to the 80s, it means you're a really good player. He had a pick. He had a bunch of pass deflections, and that was playing out of position most of the time. So not this week. Next week, when all the conversations have, and Penn State probably gets their coach, and that portal opens up, you're going to figure out what this team looks like and who's going to stay and who's going to go. And there's probably names we've been talking about the last 8 or 9 minutes that won't come back. And it's going to suck. It's going to be like guys you like. But as far as it goes, you hit them right off the top of the head. Y'all both did. Hawkins and Overton next year, y'all saw how they run. And I think the way James Franklin featured running backs, you think about all the guys he had up there and how good of a running game they had. I'll if somebody wants to dive into the stats, I wish Sheldon was here because he'd be doing it in the background. I don't know if he's ever had two backs that good at points in their career where you can play them both. Now, somebody can go tell me.
The two guys he has now is pretty good, right?
Up there?
Keytron Allen, and what's the other guy's name?
It's true.
Is it Singleton?
Yeah. Singleton.
Both of those guys are seniors, and they're both good players. I'd have to look at stats to see exactly what they have, but both very productive. Probably Sunday guys.
Probably. I don't think that's any doubt whatsoever. But it just goes back to the point of there again. We don't sit here, y'all, and say, man, we're poverty. We don't have any talent. This isn't 2021 going into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the Fuente era going into the prior.
Yeah.
There is talent here. There are guys with exceptional abilities here. And unfortunately, we just did not have the staff to put it together. And that leads me into this. I mean, if everybody didn't see it, and it's been out now a while, first of all, Franklin's deal, $42 million essentially. And basically, Penn State's paying half of the first 3 years because we don't really start paying a lot of money until 2029 at 12.25.
Yep. And I mean, the average over the course is like right at 8.5.
8.5. So about $1 million more. Now, he goes out and does something stupid the next couple of years and blows up. Just get the checkbook out. Go ahead and extend it. But then it's the budget for everything else that just it blew my mind. 9.5 for the assistant coach pool. Y'all know where that stands? Do y'all know where that stands? Did y'all see where it stands currently in college football?
The top 10?
4. Number
4.
4. Now, I know it's going to be.
That's what's going to be. Yeah, that's what's going to be super important because how many times that we look at stuff, and again, Kyron is my guy. Kyron's a great kid. Kyron regressed tremendously while he's been here. Mm-hmm. What favors did we do him, though? No quarterbacks coach, changing OCs. I mean, we
new offensive line coach every year is not helping him.
We ran it like a Mickey Mouse club, you know? You get a quarterback coach in here. Franklin's going to go get a true quarterback coach, and I want to know who those coordinators are because those coordinators are what's going to make or break the team. We know Franklin's going to get some talent. He's going to get talent.
Yeah, and it sounds like, looking at this and look at the way Franklin's contract is structured, all those things, he knows out the gate he's going to need top money coordinators and coaches on this staff to get this thing humming the way it needs to.
Yep.
And it's structured in a way that he's able to do that out the gate with this $9 million.
It is structured. Now, but now who do you want? Somebody put it in a little earlier. The way we recruited O-line, Phil Trotton is the offensive line coach. The kid coming from Penn State. You can go ahead and write that name down.
As many kids as have went straight from there to here, I mean, and you don't have him on staff yet, it's basically a handshake deal. We're just waiting for this thing to get going, which I'm sure we'll hear something probably towards the end of this week on that front. We'll start to see the first assistant hires come in.
You know what I'd like to see? It'd be cool as shit. Y'all seen Reservoir Dogs, right? I know Brian, you have.
You
ever seen Reservoir Dogs, Sally? You ever seen? Could he just come out tomorrow during just the signing day things and all the guys in suits just walking out in a slow motion scene and you start realizing
that man can do what he want to do. Yeah, that man can do what he want to do.
But let's talk about the coordinators because there's a couple names there's 3 names that are floating around big. There's Ricky Ronnie. Everybody knows the ODU coach. He, other than Joe Moorhead, had the best offensives under Franklin up at Penn State. His offensive coordinator, Blake, I think it's Blake Decker. Is it Blake? I know it's Decker. I'm about to say something that was put in a chat earlier today, but I'm not because if he does get hired, we got to let that roll out. And then there's the ECU guy, John David Baker. John David Baker, ECU, the 14th rated total offense this year. He comes from Lane Kiffin tree. Everybody Lane likes to pass the ball. Tally, does Lane like to pass the ball? He does, but what does he like to do even more? Run.
Get on people's nerves. He likes to run, though.
He likes to run the damn ball. Those are the 3 names. And you start looking to say, well, under Lane, Baker didn't do shit, but he went to ECU, and he's killing it. And 11 years ago, if they had made maybe one offer to a guy down at ECU, could have changed the trajectory of the program. Y'all tell me who that is in the chat. But I like all three names, but what do y'all think? Do y'all have coaches, coordinators that just immediately say, can you go hire that guy? Whether it's from his old staff, new staff, whatever.
I mean, looking at John David Baker definitely has me intrigued. I don't know if he's going to be the guy, but I certainly would be fine with that as the OC hire. Yeah.
What about DC? Do y'all think Tom Allen could we steal Tom Allen from Clemson? They didn't have a good year down there, but goddamn it, he killed it last year at Penn State.
Yeah.
I think
know,
you
man.
definitely make that call, and I'm sure he already has at this point, and you make him tell you no. Because you can pay him what Clemson's paying him.
Yeah, but you know how Dabo is. Dabo has a way to get people to stay where he wants them to stay. So he had those, and I'm not saying he does, but he had those coordinators that he had for years and years. Things just, when they finally got head coaching jobs, Clemson didn't quite look the same. But I don't know, man. I don't really have a name to throw out, but I do just want to get a defense. I know defensive coordinator means a lot, but you got to have people in the places too. I just want to get a defense that looks like when you go look at Miami, like they're big, they fast, they physical. Mm-hmm. We always seem like a JV team playing a varsity team. Even when we beat them, even in some of the years that we're as good as them or, we get them on the field, maybe 2016, our ones, when Miami came up to Blacksburg, our ones looked great. But when you start to get into too deep, and you got to roll people in, our defensive line, we rolling out, 6-foot defensive linemen that's twitchy. It's cool. I get it. We've had that. But the game has progressed so much farther past that. If you want to be somebody like, and I don't even want to say his name, like Aaron Donald, they don't make Aaron Donalds no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Aaron Donald was an undersized lineman, but he worked his butt off. He was strong as a house. They don't really make a lot of defensive linemen like that. So you got to get big in the trenches. And then when we go play somebody like this year, we go play Miami, and you look at their offensive line, they're going to get 2 yards if they need 2 yards. You can go for it on 4th and 2 on your own 20 because you're going to get it. So whoever we put on that defensive side of the ball, I just want them to go get somebody who is going to buy into what Virginia Tech has been in the past. Like, I know we're moving in the future, but Virginia Tech's a defensive school. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've had some good offensive players, but we're really a defensive school. So more than all of the stuff that we're getting on offense, I want them to focus and get that defense right. Like, we got to have a top defense.
And it was Lincoln around 2013, not 2014. You're right. We need a top-notch defense. And there's so many things to bring in. And somebody put in, like, Tim Banks, who's over at Tennessee. They want his head because he gave up 45 to Vanderbilt. Like, they need to fire him yesterday. Like, they were a pretty good ranked defense last year. Y'all want to get rid of him? Sure, we'll take him over here. He got ties back to coach anyway. No, that's people making drastic decisions off of one game. One game.
That's how Penn State got in this.
That's how Penn State. That's how we got in this situation. So put up Stevens down there. I got it. I don't think he's going to change that first year. I don't.
Ferg is a good culture guy, man. We look better this year. Even though the record was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a culture guy. I think there's just something that probably will speak to Franklin with Ferg. So, y'all been throwing names in here up and down. It's going to come to fruition in the next probably week. And I know I said a week from now we're going to talk about all the recruits and mention them and where they come from and all that fun stuff. But I think by a week from now we're going to know who the coordinators are. We're going to know who the position coaches are for the most part. But the other part about and it was Brandon Marcello's tweet, excuse me. The support staff is up to $6 million. It doubled that budget. Doubled.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And then the recruiting budget went up more than double from 1.26 to 3. And that's just a recruiting budget. That's not staff. That's just getting people in and out of Blacksburg, visiting places. And I'm going to tell you,
LeVar, you late.
LeVar's late. Hey, LeVar, long time. But I think overall, the way that goes, it's just it's insane to see the amount of money they are putting into it for so long they didn't. And it reminds me, for those who are old enough here, it reminds me of the year 2000. The year 2000, when Frank was going to leave for UNC. And they dumped money. Well, it wasn't him. At that point, Frank was set for life. They dumped the money into everything else.
Yep.
And for the next decade,
you poured a lot of money into your assistant pool and a good chunk of money into your facilities, and then you let it roll for a decade.
That's it. But you keep up. You don't get back to this bullshit of, well, we're doing okay with what we're doing with. You keep up. You keep up with the times. You keep up with the money.
You got to reevaluate what the plan is. Like you have a 5-year plan, right? But you're still reevaluating that 5-year plan every fucking year to make sure that what you had forecast is still gonna pass muster.
True. All right. So there's all that fun stuff. Let's just talk about coaching carousel in general. I'm gonna list names real quick.
Good for you, LeVar.
For your wife. Yeah, you gotta be smart.
You got me something.
All right. I'm gonna start throwing names out here. Y'all ready? And this is some are official, some are not official. I'll start with Stanford because they didn't have a coach because Andrew Luck fired their coach in the offseason. Tavita Pritchard, who is the Redskins quarterbacks coach. Eric Morris, he was the North Texas guy. He's going to Oklahoma State.
Cool.
Arkansas got Silverfield. Memphis. Tally don't like it. Brian's like,
I don't like it for him.
Auburn got Pete Golish from USF. John Summerall was Pete Golish, yeah.
Okay.
Pete Golish there. John Summerall took Florida after 2 weeks ago. Apparently, he canceled the meeting to Florida.
I should have flipped those.
I'm about to go one I know you're going to give a thumbs up on, Tally. Pat Fitzgerald to Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
They nailed that hire. That's probably, that might be the third best hire of the cycle.
Yeah,
it's definitely top 5. It could be, like you said, top 3. Yeah, I agree.
Ole Miss said, fuck you, Lane. We're just going to stick with Pete Golden as our head coach. I think that's them just. Yeah, I give them thumbs up.
I give them a thumbs up.
The few that are tied.
I give them a thumbs up because that's the only way they were going to stay somewhat. That's the only way they're going to stay somewhat together. Like if they had to go through a search and pull somebody else in, I feel like it was going to get real Penn State-ish.
Well, also the way they're dealing with things right now, like they're legitimately probably going to make the college football playoff.
They are.
So, like you gotta still put a product out there. So that's the only reason I like it. I mean, I think it's time will tell whether that's a good long-term hire, but I think it's definitely the best they could do in the short term, considering the circumstances.
True. All right. Now there are the ones being tied, and that is Bob Chesney to UCLA. He's the JMU coach. Will Stein to Kentucky.
I don't know neither one.
There's one name I did mention. We've already talked about him all throughout the program. Penn State has nobody. Kalani Sitake staying at BYU, getting more money than anybody from Crumble Cookie. And then last but not least, Then, last but not least, Lane Kiffin takes LSU. That was a damn, huh?
Good move for him. It's a good move for him.
Go on.
LSU has a top 10 class, and he don't have to do nothing to it.
True.
He didn't have to recruit. He just walked in the building. They're already a top 10 class. I think I'd have to go look at it. Maybe 10 out of their 15 recruits are from Louisiana. And it's always like that. He ain't gonna have to do much to continue. He had to work his butt off to get people to Ole Miss. I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying Lane is who he is. They're gonna pay me a lot of money and they're gonna make my job easier. Lane was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
And he can fuck co-eds.
I can't remember the name they gave him down there at Bama. Somebody will tell us in the chat some name they gave him. He used to go out under a fake alias at Bama and get on girls. Tony something. I can't remember.
Man.
Well, but the funny part about that, Tally, and I want you to think about it, where he's had his success at. The Tennessee thing I always throw as a one-off. He was there 1 year. You don't know what was going to happen. He had his success at Ole Miss and FAU, where he had to work, right? He had success at Alabama because fucking Nick Saban made him work.
Yep.
What's the one job he took that recruits itself, and how did he do there? You mentioned it earlier.
USC?
He didn't do shit there, did he?
No, he didn't. But again,
he took that job at a bad time, though. He took that job at a bad time.
But it's still USC.
Because it used to be USC, especially Pete Carroll's USC, sucked all the recruiting oxygen out of the whole fucking West Coast. And it was not that case when he took that job.
No, but he doesn't care about the money, though. Here's the one thing I will say about him taking that job. And I said it earlier. He knows now. He is a genius offensive mind. I don't give a damn what you say. Whether you like him or hate him, he is a genius offensive mind. He knows how to call plays. He knows how to dial things up. But the issue that going there, you fuck around and lose 8 games a couple times at Ole Miss. Do they care, Tally?
Nope.
You down in that part. They don't. You fuck around and lose have a couple 8-win seasons at LSU.
It's going to get ugly.
Bye. And with him and his track record, they will find a way to get out of the contract. You know what happened? We walked in and he was doing blow off hookers in the facility here. And probably most of us would say, yeah, that probably happened. Yeah. So, okay. Do y'all feel that based on where it is that Franklin's either the first or second best of that group?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I think if you compare where the programs are and who took the job, I think he was the best hire.
Right, follow back up
now, if you're just saying who got the best coach overall, probably LSU.
Tally, go ahead. You about to say something?
I'd put that. I was just gonna say I put it at 2. Just when you look at things, if you didn't know anything about college football and you just came on an alien spaceship and started watching ESPN, the most you're hearing about coaching wise and recruiting wise is going to be LSU and Lane Kiffin and then James Franklin and Virginia Tech. Franklin does this. Go look at 247. If y'all ain't on 247, they had a great sale going on. You can get the whole year for like $30. I did it. Shout out to 247. I like to go on in and see people talk crap. You see Virginia Tech pop up more in the last 2 weeks than you have in the last 5 years, probably. I've got more ESPN notices about Virginia Tech in the last 2 weeks than I have, and I know the last 3 years. So, yeah, Franklin is doing work. Great job for us, man. I mean, again, I always am gonna follow the program. I'm not a coach guy. I'm just enjoying the success while it's here. What I think probably happens with Franklin is he propels Virginia Tech to be top 15 team. Somebody comes along and tries to steal him away in 2 to 3 years. But if that does happen, where will Virginia Tech be at that time?
That's true.
We should be in a better place than we are now. So I'm just
and
going to
the
enjoy
funny
the good times while the times are good.
And the funny part is, say what you will, we're in a better place than where we were 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You can crap on Brent Pry all you want. The relationships he built, that's going to make it a lot easier for James. Things that were brought to the attention, even for Fuente, bringing things to attention about the spending. We're in a lot better place than where we were 4 years ago. All right, now let me ask y'all this. Take those two names out of the equation. Y'all know who mine is. I think Pat Fitzgerald's the third best hire. Who's y'all's third? Who nailed their hire?
I mean, I think Arkansas did as good as they could do.
Damn. Well, they weren't going to get James Franklin, though.
They. All right.
They was going to get everybody. People looking stupid. I don't know, man. I'm a big Summerall guy. I think Florida's a hard place to win, but I think that they got a good coach. So, again, that's a little bit biased to me because he's from here. So I watch him a little bit more than other people. But like some of the Auburn people, man, like they didn't want him. They was like, no, we've watched him. He's not ready for the SEC. And then you go hire a guy from South Florida. I'm like, oh Lord, okay. See how this goes.
I mean, they're more. I mean, caliber wise, what they've done in their spans at those spots. I mean, they're very similar caliber coaches. So I don't think like it's hard to knock Summerall at Auburn and then feel okay with who they ended up with.
But see, right, and that's the thing with me. I'm like, I feel like what they've done in the G5 ranks have kind of been parallel, but Golish has been in Florida. So when I say a South Florida guy, I'm saying like he's been recruiting down there. He's been in that area. People know him, from what he's done at South Florida. How hard would it have been? And I get Florida's, talent rich, but if you're going to recruit out of Florida, a coach that can go in and say, hey, I've had success at South Florida, just come here to, Florida. It seems like it was going to work perfect for them. And then Summerall, who was at Troy, had some success at Troy, had some, good players there. Then he goes out to Tulane because they doubled his salary or tripled his salary. Of course he's going to leave. But again, his footprint is around Alabama. He's from Alabama. He played at Kentucky. He's coached in Alabama. He was gone down to, Louisiana for 1 year.
Yeah.
Now, you pull him back in, he's built a lot of relationships. This ain't something that I'm guessing. This is stuff that I know. He's built really good relationships with high school coaches in Alabama and around the Auburn program. So now you're going to take that and just throw it away, and then you're going to have to build it up fresh. Because when you're recruiting against somebody like Alabama is a national presence, right?
Yep.
They can go get just about who they want from anywhere. Florida has to be a little bit more local and more centralized because you're recruiting against them. You can take and that's no knock on the kids to go to Auburn because a lot of good football is played in Alabama, and a lot of those kids go to Auburn. They just kind of feel like they have got looked over by Alabama, or Auburn just make them a priority at the beginning of their recruitment. This guy's going to have to come in and build that up. And it's like, there's no, just the same as with Virginia Tech, like I told some fans when they were saying, oh, I need to go after a coach like this. I'm like, we don't have time. The only thing about Auburn is that they're already in the SEC. If there's a reboot and Virginia Tech didn't have James Franklin, we get left out 100%. If we played no games right now and they said, hey, we're just going to 2 conferences, and you're either in this one or you're in this one or you're out. We got a chance now that they're going to go James Franklin's Virginia Tech Hokies than just Bob Chesney's Virginia Tech Hokies. Hokies. You know what I'm saying?
Chesney and Silverfield were probably going to be the candidates we would have ended up looking at if we didn't get Franklin.
100%. By the way, Alex Bull is not Pete. By the way, the other thing about
there we go.
I said Pete. I don't know where the hell Pete, because I was looking at Pete Golden type Pete G, and The other thing about Golish, and you didn't mention this, Tally, but mention it. He coached 2 years up at Tennessee. He knows the SEC environment. That is the other big thing. He did 4 total years at Florida between UCF and in South Florida, and he did 2 years up with Heupel at Tennessee. And you know they come down into Florida and recruit it. So, but to what you make the point with Summerall is the guy knows everything around here. Could he be the culture fit? Where you feel like Golish, I mean, first of all, most of y'all may notice about Alex Golish, man was born in Moscow, Russia, not Moscow, Idaho, Moscow, Russia, went to Ohio State, has coached at Oklahoma State, Toledo, Illinois, Iowa State, UCF, Tennessee, South Florida. You want to talk about a resume that looks all jacked up? I don't know if that's going to be a culture that, and if you see his personality, you remember a couple years ago, he was walking off the field, that coach wanted to talk to him, and he was all pissy, and he just kept walking, and he kept walking. I do feel if he struggles, y'all going to get some entertaining press conferences at Auburn the next 3 years. So there you go.
Probably so.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to seeing what that's going to look like.
This is going to be a lot of
Me
fun.
too.
All right. Anything else on the coaching carousel? Again, not everything's done. Kentucky fired their coach. Could it be Will Stein? And again, UCLA thing is not a done deal yet, so it's going to be really interesting. All right. Well, we got to pick some games. We ain't going against the spread. We ain't got no highlights or anything like that. Tallis didn't tell us what he's picking, so he's going to be going off the cuff right here. But we've got a bunch of conference championship games this week. It's going to be a lot of football watching on Friday and Saturday. Maybe some partaking in adult beverages while we're doing this. Tally, don't have too much of those when you get on those muscle relaxers. I want you jumping on here, starting your own stream.
Y'all got to pray for me. I'll be on we leaving a little cruise on Thursday. I don't know how I'm going to make it.
You're going to make it. You're going to make it. Just they got wheelchairs, right?
That's what I said. I just got to get to the boat, man.
Are y'all going out to New Orleans?
Yeah, we're driving to New Orleans Thursday morning.
Oh, that's going to be your biggest deal right there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, far for 9 hours.
It's about 5 from here.
Is it 5? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 from here.
We're going to take you 10 because you're going to have to get out every hour and stretch so you don't get all jacked up.
Hey, the muscle relaxer's been knocking me out, Curtis, the ones they gave me yesterday. So maybe I'll take one of those at 4 in the morning.
You're going to look at your wife and be like, listen, I'm taking 3 of these. I'm going to drink a bottle of wine, and you just wake me up when we get to the ship.
Wake me up when we get there, roll me on the ship.
That's right.
Sit me at the craps table.
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about these games. Let's make some winning predictions. We are not picking against the spread this week. Brian said he didn't feel like thinking about numbers. So we're going to go with it. Tally's alma mater is in a championship game. Kennesaw State versus Jacksonville State. With this being your school, Mr. Tally, who you got this week?
Give me them cocks. Them big cocks.
Tally said, I'm going to take the Cox on this one.
I'm winning.
I'm riding the Cox as well. I'm riding the Cox, baby.
I'm riding the Cox all night. Go Jacksonville State, baby.
Hold on. We're not riding no Cox. We said, give me the Cox, not riding the Cox.
You want to give me the Cox, not ride the Cox. You just want to give me the
Tally said we bottoms here, man. We're not tops.
Come on. Slow down, though.
All right, let's roll next. We got Troy down in your neck of the woods is taking on James Madison for the Sun Belt Championship. I think that's Friday night.
Yeah,
who y'all got?
So. If I'm first, I'm going to say James Madison, man. Even if they do have some coaching turnover, I just think they're the better team. They'll win that game.
Yeah, they got more talent. I think they're going to win it.
Oh, yeah. Madison definitely. I think they're definitely winning it. I think between what Signetti's done and what Chesney's done, they probably have more talent than anybody in the Sun Belt, and it's showing every year. Now, the question is, can Bob Chesney fly his whole team out to UCLA next year like Kurt Signetti did? Maybe, maybe not. All right, next one. This, to me, is going to be an entertaining gas game on Friday night. Yeah. You got the sports bar down there on the ship, Tally. pull up for this one. North Texas versus Tulane on Saturday night or on Friday night. 11-1.
Getting 2 new coaches.
2 schools getting 2 new coaches. 2 coaches getting 2 big new jobs. Best quarterback in the country is at North Texas. That kid's probably going to go to Oklahoma State, follow his coach. Who you got, Tally?
I'm going to go North Texas on this, man. I feel like Summerall's got his hands full getting ready to go to Florida, so he is already wheels turning to get that job, to get that started. And I think North Texas just got a little bit more involved and, at risk.
I think when you're dealing with stuff with like coaching changes and things like that, you pick the team with the better quarterback, and that's North Texas.
It is North Texas, and I think it's to the point that Tulane's Summerall's taken a much bigger position where he's got a lot more to think about. Oklahoma State's dog shit right now. They don't care. Just like get here whenever you can and just bring your quarterback. That's all we want. We'll figure it out in 3 or 4 years. I'm taking North Texas on that. All right. Kind of weird. Usually it's the Mountain West Conference of the small conferences getting the big talk. This year's UNLV and Dan Mullen, who I'm guessing is going to get paid at UNLV, even though last year they said they didn't have enough money to pay him. I guess somebody took like $2 million, walked into one of the casinos, put it on a number, and they hit the number because he has not come up in any coaching searches as of yet. UNLV is playing Boise State. I believe this one is this Friday night. I thought this one was Saturday. Efforting. Well, it's at some point this week. Boise or UNLV, Tally?
Oh, I guess I'm going to go with UNLV, man. I haven't watched Boise a lot this year. And I'm going to trust my goddamn Mullen. UNLV, let's go.
Yeah, I think Mullen takes care of business. I'm all in on the on UNLV for this one.
Same. We are agreeing a whole lot. Tally, you are agreeing with guys who couldn't pick worth of shit this year on everyone.
Might be bad.
It might be bad. I'm UNLV.
We set Tally up, letting him go first on all these, Curtis.
But the whole thing, we made our picks.
I mean, he could look back and he knows he can fade us if he wants to. But
exactly, we put them in there hours ago, so you can fade us if you want. But it is what it is. All right, we get to Saturday, one of the fun days of college football. High noon, 12 o'clock at Jerry World. BYU fighting for effectively their life against Texas Tech. Who we taking?
Texas Tech, man. They done paid the money. They're going to reap the benefits.
Texas Tech is going to take care of business. I think BYU, I think the crumble money didn't quite work for this game. So Texas Tech.
Guns up. Texas Tech wins big. You can buy a football team and make the playoff. That's the proof.
Yep.
It's the proof. Well, take that back. As long as you got a couple good quarterbacks, you can do it.
Yeah.
If you got shitty quarterback play, don't do it.
Florida State's tried it 3 years. They nailed it 1 year. And
they took Tommy Castellanos. They fucked themselves this year.
That's what I'm saying. That if you get the right pieces that mesh and you got a good quarterback in that mix, then it can be done. It's a dice roll, especially if you don't have a surefire top 10 in the country quarterback.
It's true. All right, we got MAC Championship also at 12 Saturday. Miami of Ohio versus Western Michigan.
Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, you always got to ride with Miami, baby. The
Same.
one in Ohio.
Just sounds like a cool place, right?
Miami, Ohio. The only reason I take them is I know Ben Roethlisberger played there. Right? That's it. That's the only reason I know. All right. I threw this one on here because don't crap on everything, but you got the SWAC championship also this weekend, and it's going to be Prairie View A&M versus Jackson State. By the way, if you didn't read today, Colorado is $27 million in debt, and Jackson State's still winning. I don't know if it was Dion doing a good thing. I think Jackson State's just a really good FCS program. But who you got, Tally?
Oh man, give me Jackson State.
Yeah, I mean, that's a layup. I feel like Jackson State's going to take this one by a pretty good margin.
Yep, I got Jackson State too. We have not agreed. We have not disagreed on anything yet. This is so
shit.
two things. Either this is going to be really
shit.
good, or if you don't play this parlay and we get every game right, calling out everybody. All right, we get to Saturday afternoon in Atlanta. Rematch Georgia Alabama. Alabama took the opening or the earlier season game.
Georgia's taking it. Hard to beat a team twice, man. Georgia.
I've got Georgia as well.
Georgia as well. I think Georgia spanks them. I don't think this is a game because Auburn. If Auburn could just learn how to hold on to a damn football, Alabama wouldn't be in this game at all.
Yep.
And the question goes, if they lose, should they go?
They're gonna go.
Should they be gone?
How bad they get beat.
They get smoked. 3 touchdowns. I think
if they get smoked, it'll get interesting. If they don't, if they keep it close, then I think they're in.
So them and Miami have one common opponent.
Oh, I know.
It don't matter. They don't
look. FSU is going to be the game that is an anomaly for every person that played them.
They're going to say, "Why are we punishing them for making it to the SEC championship?"
Well, why did they not get? Why did they continuously get ranked in the top 10, even though lost to a shitty ass team in FSU?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you know what? In a couple years, when James Franklin's 9-1 and he has one bad game against Georgia Tech, they're gonna put us at like 26. Now y'all can't be ranked. Y'all can't be ranked.
The only thing I'll say, Curtis, is that regardless of whether that win was a good win or a bad win at the start of the year, they still did what they needed to do to get to the SEC championship game. That's probably going to be enough in most people's eyes unless they get absolutely fucking waxed.
All right, here we go. We all think Georgia. All right. In one of the funnier games this week, Virginia versus Duke. Did y'all read the tiebreaker scenario of how Duke got in?
Yes, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Stupidest shit ever.
So
we go back to the coastal and stuff.
Man, so when we get to tiebreakers, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem just, whoever the highest ranked team.
After head-to-heads.
Yeah, after head-to-heads. Head-to-head should be the start. Head-to-heads is always the starting point.
Well, the whole thing is Duke couldn't be discussed in the head-to-heads. You know why? The only team Duke played in the top 6 of the ACC, they got their asses handed to them.
Yeah.
They didn't play Georgia Tech. They didn't play Miami. They played UVA and got killed. And they didn't play SMU.
Yeah.
What they got lucky is they didn't play any of this
blame SMU. All SMU had to do was go out there and win a layup game, and they didn't do it.
Algorithm got them, baby. The algorithm got them. All right. Who we got in this game?
Hey, for the same reason I said Georgia, I'm going to say Duke. It's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. So I got to, if I'm going to say that's my thought process, I got to go with Duke.
I'm gonna go a little bit different logic on here, but the same answer. It's Duke, because fuck them. That's why.
Damn.
I'm trying to get back to 500. You can't beat a team twice, but when you absolutely kill somebody, like if that had been a close game like the Georgia-Alabama game, I would have went Tally's line. But they kicked the dog shit out of them 3 weeks ago. I mean, they beat them down. It wasn't a game at all. I hate saying it, but UVA, unfortunately, is going to win this game and get in the playoff. What happens in the playoff, if you're a UVA fan and you somehow found this channel, you might want to turn the TV off because it ain't going to get pretty on that playoff game, whoever they play. It can be ugly.
We got an update here.
What?
We didn't
do it, Robbie.
We didn't do it.
So the question is, whose parlay you riding with? Because we're different now. All right. Last game, And it's pretty cool to see this, regardless if you hate them, and I do hate one of these teams significantly. Number 1 versus number 2, 12-0 versus 12-0, Ohio State versus Indiana. Tally, who you taking?
Ohio State.
I'm riding with the Fighting Kurt Signettis.
Fighting Kurt Signettis. He has an unbelievable first name, but for Indiana, and as much as you want to see them win, and as much as I want to see Ohio State lose, I just can't see it. I can't see it. I think Ohio State's going to beat them.
I mean, it's one of those interesting games because, both of them have pretty much secured their spot at this point. Probably both have secured a bye potentially.
No. Are we doing the buys this year or just the 4? Is it? I forgot what it was this year.
Are they still doing the conference champion only? I thought they changed the rules.
I thought they changed that too. I can't remember.
So I thought it was the 4 highest ranked get the bye. Maybe I'm wrong. I know they changed something.
They changed something.
Efforting the ever-changing college football playoff ranking rules.
Just the 4 overall, the top seeds get a bye.
Yeah, so I think regardless of this outcome, I think both of them will get a bye.
I forgot to look at the rankings tonight. They're 1 and 2, I know.
Yeah.
Who's 3? Is Georgia 3? Georgia's 3, aren't they?
Georgia's 3, Texas Tech is 4.
So in all likelihood, Georgia goes up, Texas Tech goes up. Indiana probably doesn't slip in unless they get just waxed.
Yeah, exactly.
63-0.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. I think Ohio State probably has a little more to lose, but it could be one of those things where Ohio State may lose this one to get the monkey off their back so they can make another college football playoff run.
Might need to. Well, either way, I don't think either of them are going past 4, unless it's just ugly. So yeah,
I agree.
All right. Anything else to wrap up tonight? Tally, I'm glad you made it, man.
I made it.
I'm glad you
Barely,
made it.
but I did.
You did. You made it. Now, go take your medicine. Go stretch your back out because you got a long drive on tomorrow, right?
Thursday morning.
Thursday.
Are y'all driving the same day to get on the ship?
Yeah.
And you're back
God
Monday.
bless us. Back Monday.
Oh, it's a 5-day. Where are y'all going this time? Oh, did we lose him? I lost you. Where? Cozumel. The Mexico trip. Very nice.
Yep.
Brian, anything to add, big guy? Got it.
I'm just seeing if any other recruit. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't get any other recruits since we.
That would have been sick, like a 9:30 drop. Well, did you see the one? Did we see the one coming late night? We hadn't got a late night one yet, and it was like 7:30. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, most of it like 6:30 was the latest pop. So.
Yeah. All
Get
right.
ready for tomorrow.
Get ready for tomorrow. Going to be the first time listening. Apparently, there's going to be a signing day thing. Shout out Virginia Tech social media staff. That was sick. They've crushed it lately. They're back, baby.
They're back, baby.
All right. That wraps up this episode of the Boundary Corner podcast, brought to you by the Counts Family Pharmacy in Blacksburg. I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Brian Siegler.
Jonathan Talley.
Visit our website, boundarycornervt.com, to listen to all of our episodes. While you're there, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube account, as well as all of your favorite podcast sources. As always, without our buddy Jason Long, play us in, play us out. Check out jasonlongmusic.com, where you can link to all of his music, Apple, Spotify, his YouTube and Facebook pages. Also, check out his live events. He is playing somewhere this Saturday. Check it out there. It's going to be down in the New River Valley area. We appreciate y'all for listening. Chat, y'all rocked it tonight. We appreciate that as well. And as always, let's go.
Hokies.